You're now listening to Northview Royals.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Northview Royals podcast, probably the greatest podcast in the world that no one's ever heard of before. So if you'd like to jump on, either like, follow, subscribe, share, whatever platform you're on, it'd be much appreciated. And then let's get the word out there. Let's get this thing started.
I reckon this ice cube looks like your dick, like a little mushroom dick.
Well, that's somewhat offensive. And anyway, welcome back. It has been a little while, Damon. What's been going on?
Not too much, man. Not as much as what's going on with you. You guys are flooding.
Like, I would go as far to say that it's probably been, 2 months, 2.5 months since we've done an episode.
Yep.
And my God, has some things happened. You know what I mean? Like, there's a war unfolding. Brisbane is flooded.
Yep. I moved into my new house.
Very true.
Still got a bit of decorating stuff to do, but I'm in the bar room now. Mad echo in here, so I'll have to sort that.
And I've also changed settings, as you can see, and we just, prior to coming on live, we did find out that the aircon creates somewhat of a vacuum sound, so I'm now sitting in a sauna.
Where are you now? Where are you?
This is just the new studio, man, just the space that I've got going on, which is good, you know.
Yep. Are you renting it?
Yeah, you could say that I'm rented. Nothing's free in this world.
Nothing's free. Definitely
nothing's free in this world. But yeah, Brisbane is flooding. Definitely went for a drive today, and there was some large number of roads underwater, and large number of dickheads who still thought that their cars were submarines. But
my wife tells me, we were watching the news before, and they said, like 6 people have passed away, and that's terrible. You never want people to be passing away. But she's like, how? And then very next scene was some Toyota Yaris going through a metre of water. I was like, that's essentially it.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, there was some pretty today when we were driving, we one of the Gympie Road, one of the main arterials of Brisbane. We were driving, and then all of a sudden I was like, hang on, there's cars driving towards me in my lane. Oh. Like, what the fuck's going on here? And then obviously as we got, like, everyone had their hazards on and stuff, but as we got further down, what we realised was the road was flooded, but there's a big median wall in the middle, like a median strip, so they couldn't U-turn and go back the other way. So everyone had to U-turn and drive back down the 3-lane, 3-lane road that they did. So that had a bit of a recipe for disaster, but, you know.
But, I mean, why don't all you just not drive when it's flooding? Don't go for a little sticky beak. Just stay the fuck home. There was UFC on.
I wasn't sticky beaking. I was absolutely doing something essential, like going to get myself a fresh donut from the donut shop. So,
essentially essential.
Fight me.
Get any word back from Koshi on that or no?
No, he bitched out. So technically, I win by no contest. I believe that's what happens, by forfeit. So that's 1-0 to me.
Yeah, right. Nice.
Eat my sack, David Kosh. How's that sound? and just when you thought I was going to get cancelled for that, then the world tries to cancel the mighty and powerful Joe Rogan.
Yeah, that was never going to happen.
Sorry, Neil Young. Sorry, Neil Young that threatened Spotify. Come on, Neil. It's probably not. The reality is, it's probably not Neil's fault. Neil's probably got a really bad publicist who was like, "You've got the following. You've got the power to be able to do this."
I think you're bigger. I think 1984. You're bigger.
Yeah, but the world ticks along. So I do have a couple of key points I'm keen to get your thoughts on.
Yeah, hit me. Is one Vladdy Daddy?
Yeah, I was going to say, the one that's popped up in the last couple of days. Hit me with your thoughts on the war. Or it's not a war yet. It's more of an invasion with some resistance, but it's definitely got potential to cause a bit of a ruckus, you would say?
Yeah. I do want to see some footage of the Klitschko brothers just fucking just mowing down some people. But I mean, if you look at it's really tough, because if you look at like the homeland sort of hypothesis that, like, that's where their people came from, you can be like, oh yeah, but they broke away and they've got independence, so you can't just invade a country. But I get the feeling of like that's a part of their identity, I guess. The Rus people, which was the early part of the Russians, where they came from Kiev. But I mean, the bigger ramifications of that is China's just going to take Taiwan now. I mean, they're just going to take it.
Yeah, it's not even going to be a it's just going to be a nice Sunday stroll into Taiwan. But it's interesting that you brought up the Klitschko brothers, because I've been talking to a few people about this, and what I don't understand, and like I understand one sense of it, right, is that the Klitschko brothers would be national treasures to the Ukraine. You know what I mean?
One's the mayor. One's the mayor of Kiev.
Yeah, but one's also was a heavyweight boxer.
They both were.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you're a heavyweight boxer, does a bullet have a different effect on you?
In terms of it killing you, or being able to fire it?
No. In terms of it killing you.
I'd say a bullet is a bullet, regardless.
Exactly. So, brings me to my point. Don't get me wrong. Understand that when you want people to stand up and fight for their country, the narrative or the response that I've been seeing on the in the media is, oh my God, how good the Klitschko brothers are going to fight. I don't know what they think that they're going to do differently to all the other troops. You know what I mean? All that means is, if shit were to go south and they were in the line of fire, it's just 2 more bullets and 2 more bodies at the end of the day. Like, they're not going to be standing there, you know what I mean? Like,
it'd be cool if they did like we'll send our champion and you send your champion for a
fist
fight.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Then there's going to be some souped up Russian just like, Vladdy Daddy's just like, we've got him, he's here. And then they send Khabib, because he's saying fuck all right now.
Isn't the guy that just beat Joshua for the belts, is he not Russian?
Usyk or something?
Yeah. Like that? Is he not Russian?
I would say he's of close to Russian, if not Russian, heritage.
Let's settle it. Klitschko versus that guy.
I don't know about that.
Winner takes the country.
I would say that because one's the mayor and one's a high-profile person and they're calling on all civilians, that if they were to run away, it would look bad, and they're going to say, well, we're going to stay with our country. I mean, the Prime Minister or the President, whatever the fuck he is, the Americans are like, we'll get you out. And he's like, I don't need to get out. Send me bullets. That's what I fucking need.
Yeah, but see,
so, I mean, as a country that's getting invaded, that they're trying to defend, you can't have your highest profile people. Like, it stirs like passion. Like, can you imagine if the Klitschko brothers, if you are just some fucking meatworks fucking worker and you are on the front line in the streets of Kiev, and old fucking Vladimir and fucking the other one are just like, we're here too.
Vitaly.
Vitaly, that's it. Yeah. I think Vitaly is the mayor. But, it definitely instills pride, and it sort of shows. And they've got a big voice, so they're putting social media posts out and shit. So it draws attention.
The reality is,
if one of them dies, holy shit.
Yeah, I think the reality is that I know some of what's going on, but I don't know enough to make an educated opinion and tell people to follow me. But I think with what you said, but with the leaders and stuff getting involved, it's one of those things, right? Is that like if they've got not just them, but the other people that they're calling to arms, like imagine if it came to Australia, right? Probably similar to what happened back in the day, but now it's like, okay, we're calling all people in, just like the old half-day crash course in the fire. Like, here's your gun.
What's hectic, man, is like we're legitimately just on 100 years, just over 100 years ago. That's what happened.
But it's
we're told we're going over to war, and if you're over 16 or whatever it is and you fucking can pick up a gun, we want you.
Yeah,
and
but like, you're just rolling in like, here's your gun. Where's the safety? Don't worry about that, brother. You're not going to need that. Go down that.
We shaved them off early.
Yeah, go down that range there and shoot a couple of those tomato tins off the log. Misses all three of them. Like, sir, I don't think I'm ready. You know what? I think you're ready. Hoorah! Let's go.
Get out of there. You're going to Normandy.
Yeah. But wait, we've lost a slipper. But yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna try and pretend like I've got some crazy political view and I know what the fuck's going on. I just read and see things. But I did have another one, like a real pressing issue that I've seen pop up in the news. Like just when everyone, it was about 2022 is going to be the difference. 2022. Everything's going to change. Everything's going to go back to normal. I actually read an article the other day that was the headline was "Come Cupcakes." Now, I'm going to read this out to you, and then I'm going to give you like a 10-minute pause to just comprehend what I've just said to you. Okay.
Okay.
Headline: Come Cupcakes, and it is exactly what you think it's going to be.
Is it spelled C-U-M too?
Yep.
Ugh, I don't like any of that.
So a Louisiana teacher laced cupcakes with her partner's sperm and then proceeded to distribute them to the students in her primary school class as like a cake stall day thing. I'm not sure how, but she has been found out and she will now serve 41 years in prison.
41?
10 seconds. Have a think.
41 years? Feed a little bit of fucking dry jizz. I mean, it's filthy, but 41 years?
Now, I said the same thing.
What state is it in?
When I first... Louisiana.
So
when I first read the story, I was of the same opinion as you. And then I did have a little flashback to a certain movie that I watched when I was a teenager.
Oh, Van Wilder.
Exactly fucking right.
I think I've had these before.
And when it happened on Van Wilder, it was actually bestiality, which made it worse, and everyone thought it was hilarious. But yeah, I'm unsure. Like I couldn't find the details as to how she was found out. But yeah, apparently it was some sickened plot between her and her partner that they were going to do this, and I don't know, laugh about it, I would imagine.
Oh man, it could have been like the guy was at the pub or the bar or whatever and told his mates, and one of his mates has told his wife, and she's gone, fuck this, rang the police, and you're dead.
41 years, but 41 years.
Did she get the 41 years or he got the 41 years?
She did. Because maybe there was a bit of a grey area there where he might have done the business but not actually known what it was for. She might have done the old turkey baster trick and then made the old choc chip cupcakes.
See, that's very sus. I think he's either 100% involved in it or she just took one in the mouth and then was just like, and then left and was like...
It's a crazy world that we live in, man. Crazy world.
But 41 years, man, you can kill someone and get less for that.
100%. People have walked for fucking murder in 4.
Yeah, that's wild.
And you probably, to be fair, you probably don't want to be sitting in the rec hall of the prison telling that story either. Like, I don't think people would take too kindly to that.
I mean, you gave it to kids. They don't fuck around with people and kids.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't play them games. And as they shouldn't.
Agreed. Wholeheartedly agreed. See, this is where it probably raises the question, like, you do anything to kids and it's fucked. It's so wrong. But is there an age limit where someone does that and it becomes funny? Like, if someone does that at a Bucks party, is that considered fucking hilarious? Or is that still considered to be a 41-year prisonable crime? That's
I think I think it's the kids. I think if you can go to college and you can be in a movie with Ryan Reynolds, fair go.
It'd be like it's a really just shows you where the world's at. You know what I mean? Like you do that shit to kids, you're losing the rest of your life in prison. You do it
as you should be.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree. You do it to your mates on a weekend away. You're a fucking legend. You're a hero.
You're a wild boy, but you're funny.
Yeah. I do have a bit of a debate actually that came up. I'm not even sure where I saw this, but I know that I had an in-depth conversation with a couple of guys about this. Like, I'd imagine girls are probably in the same boat, but no one really likes to have toilet conversations with girls, let's be honest. So, obviously the age-old debate when it comes to the toilet, right, is about scrunching or folding.
Yeah.
But I believe there's actually a prep part that is also a big divide. Now, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of a Fireman'S blanket before.
Yep.
But for people playing at home, where they got this terminology from was back in the early days before, obviously, high-tech fire engines had 40-foot ladders and all that shit. They used to, 4 or so firemen would grab somewhat of a blanket, like a strengthened blanket, and pull it tight, and people would jump out of a window and they catch them in the blanket, or at least break their fall.
I think they still do similar things. I think they have like a blow up thing now, like they do in the movies, where they can set it up pretty quick and you can jump out and.
Yeah. So to get your mind to where we're going with the toilet question, imagine you replace the blanket with toilet paper, and the person jumping out of a window as a piece of shit coming out of someone's ass. So
sometimes that person can still be a piece of shit.
So the
like the person who probably started the fire.
Like the process of laying a fireman's blanket when in the toilet would include that before you do your number twos, you would lay a couple of pieces of toilet paper in the bowl, which would then catch the business and sort of like encapsulate to prevent marks being left on the bowl. And
see, I disagree. I believe the biggest issue was public space and the sound.
Oh, really? You think it's a sound thing and not so much a cleanliness thing?
Yeah, I believe it's you don't want people to know you're shitting, so it's and which is bold too, because you're already on the clock. You know, people's minds are thinking, fuck, you've been in there a while, there's no way you could possibly piss. And we've got a friend who did that, who went for a really long piss while he was trying to hook up with a girl, and he psyched himself out. So he had a massive long piss. He thought she thinks that he was doing a shit, and he psyched himself out and got back, and then it didn't happen.
So if you think it's a sound thing, yep. Would it not be weird then? Because obviously if you walk into a toilet where there's cubicles, generally speaking, you can see people's feet. So
depending if you're one of them weird cunts who fucking walks into a toilet and does this. And fucking checks. Like, if it's closed, it's closed. Someone's fucking in there or on their phone or doing a pit. Just move on. I do agree that, but some people aren't big on getting their dick out in front of other men.
Oh, you're saying people go into a cubicle, close and lock the door, and then do a piss?
I'm saying that it's okay if you really need to piss, right? And you go into a toilet that's got 3 fucking spots at a urinal and 6 fucking shitters, you're just going to go in there and piss.
Fair. But
yep. If you're going in there, like, are you going to leave the door open and piss in there? Most people just lock it behind them. It's just a privacy thing, especially if you're the type of person who really doesn't like getting their dick out. I've got no issue getting my dick out, but I can understand why some people don't want other men to look at their dick while they go for a piss.
I mean, there is a couple of questions here. So first question would be, are you a firefighter? Do you lay a fireman's blanket?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I got no dramas going to the toilet anywhere. I'll do it in a nightclub. I'll do it in a porta potty at 12 p.m. at a fucking job site. I don't care. If I need to shit, I shit.
Yeah. So I'm the same. I've got no preferences to wear, but I lay a fireman's blanket.
In fact, I'll go one better. That if I hear someone else next to me and they do a shit, I will acknowledge it and be like, "Oh, that's a good one," just to break the mood, you know.
So like I said,
Play a little, little battle shits, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Little high five under the cubicle there. But I'm the same. Like the location doesn't faze me, but I definitely do have an instilled habit of laying a fireman's blanket.
For the sound, instinctively, you don't. It's not okay. Were you ever going to clean it if you left skid marks in public? Were you going to grab the little toilet brush and fucking do it, or did you do it because you didn't want someone to know you were shitting?
Nah. So I think what happened was I started doing it instinctively at home to prevent, and then it just became a habit because you generally speaking, most people would use the toilet at home more than they would out. So you do things enough, it becomes a habit, you know what I mean? So now I've got this habit of laying a fireman's blanket.
Okay, a little follow-up question to that. How aggressive is your shit that you're constantly leaving skid marks?
No, I think it's just I prefer the
Or
phantom.
how lazy are you that you never want to have to clean a toilet?
I'd definitely say it's option B. I live like Tiny Temper said, I live a very, very, very wild lifestyle.
Do you, bud? I mean, do you really?
And then the I guess the follow-on question that you brought up was that
I'm just getting a drink.
he's left me hanging. He's left me absolutely hanging here. On the cusp of one of the greatest questions to ever be debated live on a podcast. And he's left me to go and get a drink. What a fucking rort. And he's back. And then I said, and then he said,
"This is my bar room. I want to have a drink in my bar room."
No,
I got a pool table.
The follow-on question is obviously what you brought up would be that if you go into a toilet and there is, say, in between spots spare at the urinal, but then you've got all the open cubicles, you're probably inclined to go into a cubicle. But are you?
I wouldn't. I don't give a fuck. But I can see how an 18-year-old kid, not very confident around older fellas. There's a fucking 55-year-old dude who's just fucking coughing and splattering at the urinal, and there's a fucking another guy. He's just gonna fuck. I'm gonna go. I don't care, but I can see how someone would want to go to the cubicle.
And you can always tell as well, like when the cubicles are full. Say, like a good example would be if you go to a football game, the toilets are always very full. So if the cubicles are full, you'll always see old McLovin in the corner with his body turned to a 45, hard into the corner. You know what I mean? So he's trying to block the vision from all sides.
Definitely.
And
see,
it's just
another flip side of this is, you got to think about the partiers too. Some of them are going to the cubicle on purpose, and they're laying the fireman blanket down because they've had a quick little line. Boom, coke shit. They don't want people to know they're doing a shit.
People don't do that. That is unheard of.
People do that.
A great discussion, but it is. Is that it? We're done.
Yeah, man. If
Yeah.
you got nothing for me, I can vibe out as long as you want. I can see you getting quite heated though. You want to put that aircon back on.
Yeah, the wind tunnel's fucked off, but that was good. It's fucking good to be back. It's been a while, but it's fucking good to be back.
I'll try and do something with the rest of this in the next coming weeks. I've got to put some pictures up on the wall and some lights and shit, but yeah.
But yeah, we're both set now. We're both back in a comfortable area we can record, so we'll try and start punching out some content, get a bit of rhythm back. And I'll keep you updated with my failed projects week in, week out.
I look forward to the drop. Using the lingo, Hey.
Easy. We're out.
Righto.
Done.
Peace.